Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bill Rawls here with some ideas for best natural remedies for stress. We all have it. Stress, it's become really a pervasive part of the modern world. So when you look at solutions to stress, I think you have to ask the question, well, what is stress? And stress is an overactivation of our sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight response. So if you look back at past human history, we needed that fight or flight response when we had a threat, like a tiger chasing us or some other kind of emergency. You need to have that in place. And what it's doing is it's preparing your body for conflict or dealing with a threat. So it elevates your pulse, it quickens your reflexes, it gets your mind clicking. So everything in your body is it can deal with whatever stress is at hand. The hormone that fuels that is adrenaline. That's your fight or flight response hormone. So what's happening in the modern world, though, is we're getting hit from all angles. We always have this perception of threat with deadlines and all the things that come at us in a day. And then when something isn't coming at us, we go after it because we like that feeling of being stimulated. So we watch stimulating movies, so we're constantly activating our fight or flight response. And it can get to the point where it's just overactive. To just at the drop of a pen, you've activated your fight or flight response and your body stays keyed up. So how do we get rid of that? Well, one of the first things that I always put out there as far as natural relief for stress is following through with what you would do with a fight or flight response. You move. Like if a tiger was chasing you, you'd be running. Well, turns out that just getting out and walking is one of the best ways to diffuse stress. Any kind of movement is really good for that. So whenever you start feeling tense, and everybody, you know that feeling, it feels like energy is just piling up in the upper part of your body. You tense your muscles up, you tense your neck up, you start tightening up, you breathe faster, and that's that fight or flight response coming on. That's your adrenaline levels coming up. So just getting out and walking is a nice way to diffuse that. But of course, it's not always practical to have to get out and walk because you're sitting at work and you've got responsibilities and things to do. So there are some natural herbal therapies that you can use that are really nice. There are many different herbs that have calming or sedative properties. So some of my personal favorites, one combination that I use is an adaptogen called ashwagandha, which has the effect of balancing our stress hormones. It's actually just very mildly stimulating, so if you couple that with some calming herbs, I typically use a magnolia and philodendron species and a substance called L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid that you find in green tea. And what it does is it competes in your brain with glutamate, one of your exciting neurotransmitters, so it has this nice calming effect. So that's a nice combination that is calming without being sedative. In other words, it won't make you sleepy, it won't make you feel tired or drugged. It just makes you feel more stress resistant, which is a really nice way to feel when you've got that busy day ongoing all the time. Now, when you need something a little bit stronger, there are things out there, kind of the step up above that for getting some more sedative level. I use a combination of bacopa, passion flower, and motherwort. Now, I like these herbs because they don't have any drug-like effects. They don't, it's not like taking a drug where you go, oh yeah, I can feel that immediately. It's more just calming and just kind of makes you feel normal again. No habituation, low risk of tolerance. So these herbs really don't have any potential for side effects, or their potential is very low. Then the step up from there is, well, this is acute. My boss got angry at me and I'm really stressed out and I know I'm not going to sleep tonight. That's when you start thinking about some of the more potent herbs like kava, valerian, and there's a whole list of others that have more potent calming properties, and you would only want to use those just occasionally or intermittently, not something that you want to use every day. Because they do have, the more potent you get, the more chance there is of habituation and tolerance if you use this thing continually. So at the baseline level, that ashwagandha combination, really nice. Next level, bacopa, and those kinds of herbs. Bacopa is really well known for helping your brain work better, as is ashwagandha. And then for that occasion where you just need something to really knock it out, that's when you look at kava and some of those kinds of combinations of herbs. So that's some short tips for managing daily stress. If you would like to know more of this kind of information, please check out my website, Rawls MD. Lots of great information there. Sign up for our newsletter. You won't be disappointed. Lots of great information for just coping in our modern world today. Thank you very much. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. Please take the time to leave a comment below. And while you're there, ask me any questions, or if you have topics that you'd like to hear about, pass those along. And please subscribe to my channel so you'll have these videos coming your way regularly. Thank you.